Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to The Sound of a Quiet Voice Season 3. This season returns with a bang. Not with noise, but with depth. With stories that linger. With emotions that unfold gently. With truths that arrive softly and stay long after. From the house of AeVey Creates, now a brand shaped by purpose, patience and passion, AeVey Speaks presents this new chapter with pride. Here, silence carries meaning. Here, love leaves behind legacies. And here, quiet moments shape generations.
A little thought, a tiny whisper. Did you hear it yet? A ripple forming, quietly brave, growing gently into a wave. That's the sound of a quiet voice.
Season 3 begins with a whisper, one that turned into a promise and traveled across time to become a way of life. Let the story begin. Season 3, Episode 1, Whispers and Promises, in the voice of AeVey Speaks, written by AeVey J, brought to you by AeVey Creates. Through the misty streets of a quiet village in the Nilgiris walked three figures, two young women, Savitri and Leela, and a little boy named Vinay, barely 10. The women carried large tubs of laundry, balanced skillfully on their heads, a bucket swinging gently by their side. They walked swiftly, chatting all along the way, while the little boy hopped, ran and skipped around them, occasionally huddling close to his mother, Savitri, seeking warmth from the cold. Savitri was immersed in conversation, yet her eyes never left her child. She watched every step he took, ensuring he didn't stumble, didn't wander too far, didn't fall. Motherhood teaches you presence, even when your hands are full. A few yards ahead, the road ended. The women slowed their pace and looked down into the valley below. What lay ahead was a daunting descent, a steep slope almost vertical, leading past the village burial ground to a spring and a narrow stream. That stream was the only source of water for the village. And this walk, this careful, dangerous trek, had become their daily ritual. Savitri hadn't always lived this life. She came from a respected family in a nearby town. She was educated, had completed school before marriage. Village hardships were once unfamiliar to her, but those were times when people didn't question fate. They endured, they adapted, they carried on. Savitri adored her husband and her two sons, her most precious treasures. She believed deeply and unwaveringly that life would change someday, that better days were waiting. Strong-willed, kind and gentle, she became beloved in the village. Her friendship with Leela blossomed over time. They shared conversations, making the long journey lighter. That day by the stream, The women scrubbed clothes against stone, as Vinay sat on a grassy slope watching them. He listened closely, amused by their stories. He didn't understand everything, but he felt comforted by their voices. They spoke of marriage, of how life transforms for a woman afterward, of how destiny reshapes itself and how one learns to embrace inevitable change. Vinay listened intently, curious, thoughtful. After all, he was just 10. Not Gen Z, Gen Alpha, just a boy growing quietly. Suddenly, Savitri paused. She looked up at her son, her expression shifting, soft yet heavy with meaning. She spoke gently. My dear, promise me one thing. When you grow up and get married, remember this. The woman you marry may be less educated than you, or she may be more educated than you, but she was never meant only for dishes and laundry, or to be tucked away in quiet corners. She was meant for dignity, dreams, and a life of her own. Love her, honor her, and above all, respect her. Will you promise me that? She held his gaze, a look so deep it reached straight into his heart. Vinay didn't speak. He simply nodded. Savitri smiled and ruffled his hair lovingly. On the way back, as she climbed the steep slope, slow, strained, determined, Vinay watched her. Tears welled up in his eyes. A warmth spread across his cheeks despite the cold. His heart ached with helplessness. He didn't know then that this moment would stay with him forever, long after his mother was gone. Years passed. A young man stood in a state-of-the-art office. Rain traced quiet paths down a misted glass window. On the desk rested a gleaming nameplate. Vinay Bhiman, CEO. His gaze drifted to a side table. A framed photograph stood there. Savitri, smiling those same kind eyes. He sighed and smiled back at her. His phone buzzed. Hey love, how's your day going? Came a familiar voice. It's going well, Maya. How about yours? Quite swamped. I may be late today. I don't think I can make it home early. Vinay smiled, reassuring. Don't worry, you focus on work. I'll pick up the kids and make one of your favorites for dinner. She smiled, relief softening her voice. You are a blessing. He chuckled. I know. You carry on, love. See you soon. The call ended, and just like that, a promise whispered beside a stream, spoken quietly by a tired mother, had reshaped a life and transformed generations. That was Savitri's legacy. Season 3 begins with a whisper, but that whisper carries power. Before I sign out, here's a small spoiler. This season, I'll be sharing space with an anonymous writer whose work I'll be presenting in the episodes ahead. Stay tuned for more updates. It truly warms my heart to see the love and interest shown towards collaboration. Please support the show, rate it, comment, and share it with your circles. Until we meet again, spread the word, spread love. Take care. AeVey speaks. This episode was brought to you by AeVey Creates.